Mount Whitney isn't just a hike, it's a pilgrimage. This was my third summit in 3 years, my slowest on purpose. And along the way, I learned lessons, physical, psychological, and spiritual, that I want to share with you. There are some hikes that test your body, others test your mind. Mount Whitney, the highest peak in the United States outside of Alaska, tests your entire being. For me, this wasn't just a hike, it was a pilgrimage. Before this massive 22-mile day hike, I stopped in the Alabama hills for a short meditative walk. Passing through golden rocks and archways helped me find a quieter, more grounded mindset, moving just enough without overexertion. From there, I headed to my Mount Whitney Portal campsite, dropped off my gear, and walked to the trailhead for a short hike to further acclimate to the elevation. I set up my tent, rested for a couple of hours, and had a carb-rich dinner, and was asleep by 4 p.m. so I could wake up and start at, yes, 12:15 a.m. My ideal time to reach the 99 switchbacks at first light and watch the sunrise, a magical experience in itself. My fuel for the day included 2 rec packs, trail butter, and snacks totaling over 3,300 calories. It's a lot, but when you're hiking for 12 to 17 hours straight, your body needs it. I also filtered water at Trailside Meadow on both the ascent and descent, carefully managing my water carries to avoid excess weight while never running dry. Each year I return to this mountain, not just to reach the summit again, but to be inspired, to pause for self-reflection, and to honor myself in deeply spiritual ways. After my first experience, struggling from Trail Crest to the summit in a slow, laborious push, then enduring the last 6 miles back to the trailhead in what felt like a never-ending sufferfest, I swore I'd never do it again. Yet something about the challenge, the beauty, the connection, drew me back, and I've been hooked ever since. Each time, I dialed things in a little more to suffer less and enjoy more. Every time I summit Whitney, I notice how tempting it is to go fast early on. You're fresh, excited, full of adrenaline, but that's the moment to slow down. The 99 switchbacks are one of my favorite parts. You get first light spilling across the granite, the whole mountain glowing. If you rush, you miss it. This year, I stopped often, not because I had to, but because I wanted to. I filmed with my tripod, breathed in the silence, and watched the sun stretch across the range. It felt spiritual. Whitney taught me that pacing isn't just a physical strategy, it's a life strategy. We don't have to sprint towards every goal. We can be deliberate, We can even stop and savor where we are. Above trail crest, things get harder. The trail narrows, the oxygen thins, your legs protest. This is where mental strength matters most. You tell yourself, one step at a time. And sometimes that's all you can manage. I reminded myself it's okay to take breaks, to pause, and let others pass. There's no medal for speed. There's value in presence. Summiting a 14,505-foot peak isn't something you just do. It starts long before your boots hit the trail. Acclimation is key. Over the past several months, I trained with progressively more challenging hikes. Mount Baldy, San Gorgonio Peak, even Clouds Rest with a 35-pound backpack, and plenty more. Each helped build the endurance and the altitude tolerance needed for Whitney. Training isn't just about miles and elevation gain. It's also about listening to your body and knowing your limits. I actually used a chest strap heart rate monitor to stay in the right heart zones this time, avoiding unnecessary time in zone 3, while also not pushing too hard too long, which is especially important for pacing a 22-mile round-trip hike with nearly 7,000 feet of elevation gain. Going too hard early burns you out. I needed to make it to Trail Crest strong enough to keep going, not crawling. That meant steady effort, frequent snacks, and electrolyte capsules every 90 minutes or so. Over 3 summits, I've tested different shoe setups, Hoka high tops, Hoka trail runners, and now Loa Zephyr boots with Superfeet hiking insoles. Paired with toe sock liners and darn tough medium thick socks, these boots gave me the best combination of ankle support and endurance over varied terrain. While my feet were still very sore after 22 miles, this setup worked best for me. But everyone's physiology is different, so finding your ideal fit takes trial and error. At the summit, I took it all in. I sat, felt emotional, and let my breath catch up. I looked out at the endless granite stretching in every direction. It was the clearest I'd ever been up there. Things also felt clear. The summit isn't just a point on a map, it's a mirror. You see what you're made of, your resilience, your humility, your awe.
All right. Congratulations.
Then the moment passes, the wind nudges you to move, and you begin the long return. On the way back down, when my legs were wobbly, my feet aching, and my patience wearing thin, I had another choice: grit my teeth and race to the finish, or soften. I chose to soften. I slowed down, looked around at views I had missed at nighttime, noticed the alpine lakes and the way the granite caught the afternoon light. I let the descent be part of the journey, not just something to barrel through. This mountain has a way of reminding you what really matters. If the ascent is the test, the descent is the integration. How do you carry the lessons down the mountain? Do you return the same person? This year, I took more time than ever on Whitney, not because I was undertrained, but because I wanted to stretch out the experience. I felt the trail more intimately, the crunch of gravel, the smell of pines, the satisfaction of a well-earned journey. There was frustration too. Those moments when my feet throbbed and I wondered if the parking lot would ever appear. But even then, I asked myself, what's the rush? Mount Whitney isn't just a hike, it's a reminder to pace ourselves, to fuel and hydrate not just our bodies, but our spirit, to listen to our limits, and to honor the journey as much as the destination. And most importantly, to remember that even when the switchbacks feel endless, every step is progress. Thanks for joining me on this pilgrimage. If this inspired you, grounded you, or reminded you of your own mountains, internal or external, I'd love to hear in the comments below. Take good care.